Hello guys, today's lesson is going to be on solving rational equations using cross multiplication. You learned this a long time ago. We did this in geometry and probably did this in 8th grade math. But you're going to do this by using what we call proportions. And that's when two fractions are equal. They're called proportions, right? Like a ratio kind of. Proportion. Okay, so when you have proportions, you have an important property called cross product, and that's exactly what you think. Okay, you're multiplying across. So what's going to happen here is you're going to take this a value and you're going to multiply it times d value. So you're going to get a times d. Right? A times d equals to b times c. So that's what cross product means. Okay, again, a times d equals b times c. A times d equals b times c. Okay, so the cross product tells us that we can multiply diagonally to get an equation with no fractions. It's easier to solve. So basically you're solving for your missing variable. Do two really quick examples, and I'm going to kind of set them up so that you see them. It's going to kind of be step by step, but I'm going to do this. Right? I'm going to put everything in parentheses, and you're going to see why I do that when I get to example number 3. Okay, when I'm multiplying across, I'm going to take this 20 and I multiply it times 9. So again, I'm going to do it step by step. 20 times 9 equals now 6 times x. Okay, right? A times d equals b times c. All right, 20 times 9, that's 180. Equals 6 times x, which is 6x. Now it's simple, just solving for x one step, divide both sides by 6, and I get x equals 30. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and skip example 2 because example 2 is very similar to example 1. Now I'm going to show you why we put everything in parentheses. Okay, when I put this in parentheses, I'm putting this whole binomial in parentheses, because when I distribute or multiply this 5 times that binomial, I'm going to have to distribute it. So it's going to be 5 times x plus 3 equals 4 times 2, or 2 times 4, right? Okay, remember multiplication is associative, so you can rearrange it. Okay, so now because I put all of these in parentheses, right, when I multiply, now this can tell me that I can distribute here. So I want to distribute this 5 before I do anything else, because we want to use order of operations first, right? So multiply the 5. 5 times x is 5x, right? 5 times 3 is a positive 15, equals 4 times 2 is 8. Now we have our two-step equations. 5x plus 15 equals 8. Solving for x, subtract 15 to both sides. Okay, we get 5x. Oops, sorry, my ink's running out. 5x equals, and this gives me what? Negative 7, right? Did I do that right? 4 times 2, yeah. Okay, then divide both sides by 5. X equals negative 7 over 5. Okay, and by all means, guys, you can always go back and double check these pieces. Plug your x value in here and see if you get a true statement. Okay, that's one way to verify here. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to example 6. Example 6, you'll notice there's two equations, or two binomials. So I'm going to put this in parentheses here. X plus 3 in parentheses times x minus 2 equals 3 times 8, right? So cross multiply, right? So x plus 3 times x minus 2 equals 3 times 8, which is, and if I put everything in parentheses, that's really what it looks like right there. So now I can distribute everything, right? I get x times x. So here I would FOIL, right? X times x is x squared. 3 x times negative 2, negative 2x. 3 times x is a positive 3x. 3 times negative 2 is a negative 6, equals 3 times 8, which is 24. Combine my like terms here, I get x squared plus x minus 6 equals 24. So now we can do this a whole bunch of different ways, depending on how you want to do it, right? Most of you guys would probably do this, subtract 24 to both sides. And when I do this, this gives me 0. Now remember, it doesn't go away, right? So I get my quadratic x squared plus x minus 30, because that's the constant. Now all I got to do is factor this out because it equals 0. I'm going to get my 2 solutions, because this is a quadratic, because the exponent's 2. So I'm just going to factor it out. Usually you guys can do your x method. I'm going to go ahead and skip that step so we can get here. I'm going to have x plus times x minus equals 0, right? Factors of negative 30 that add up to 1 are 6 and 5. That gives me a positive 6 and a negative 5. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. 6 plus negative 5 is a positive 1. So there's my 2 factors. So since these are my solutions, I set them equal to 0. X plus 6 equals 0, right? So if I subtract 6, my first solutions, x equals negative 6. Set my second one, x minus 5 equals 0. Once I solve, adding 5 to both sides, right, I get my second solution, x equals 5. And I'm going to have 2 solutions here because this is a quadratic, right? So again, here was my minus 6. Those of you that didn't understand how I got negative 6 here, okay? So real simple, real easy proportions. Hopefully you guys, if you guys need any help, don't forget to reach out to your teachers through Remind, through emails, or any other form of method that you use to contact them. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe.